Welcome to the Dummy Plug blah 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 blah. Dummy Plug Book Club.
Oh.
Good, we'll roll with it.
Beautiful.
All right, so this is the Dummy Plug Book Club, Episode 4, Volume 4. We are talking about chapters 20 through 26, right?
Yes.
Hold on, let me look. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So they're super fun. I think they're super fun.
They are super fun.
They are. So the first point at which it sort of diverges from the TV show in any significant way.
Yeah. Let's give the proper context of where we are on the timeline, so everybody understands why we've gotten to this point. This nice little train wreck. Okay, so
the important part, Asuka.
yeah, that too. But okay, so two things. A, we have a release date of October 17th, 1997 for this volume. So we are now 2 years removed from this show starting and a year and a half removed from it ending. Important plot point number 2. End of Eva was released in Japan 5 months ago. Before this was. 5 months... Oh, okay, basically, End of Eva comes out July 19th of 97. This comes out October 17th of 97. So, we don't have any new animated Eva properties coming anytime soon, folks. So, now we're really... Yeah, so there's nothing that they have to work on, so they can work on this! Or so we think.
I think they do a good job. I think the changes they made starting here, at least in this one, are for the better.
Oh, I like the changes. It's just, it's...
the release, like with anything with Eva...
Oh, no, the release schedule's absolute shit. 2-word review. It's shit.
Cool. So, I'm, ready to jump into this, because I have such a bias to Asuka. Asuka was the first character I got super connected to, and, I was really wary, in the last episode I talked about a lot, where I'm I'm not so sure about what they're going to do with Asuka, because I heard a lot of bad stuff. But I have never laughed so much while consuming any Eva, franchise. I was
never watched Chibi Eva, that.
I have watched Poochie Eva, but it just...
Okay, good.
What the heck? Whereas this was genuinely funny, because, these are characters that I've really come to love in the past year and a half. So I got really attached,
Oh, I laughed my ass off during Chibi Eva, especially when Misato's trying to wake up Shinji with the chalk, and she gets the chalk cannon, and she still misses.
Yeah, my favorite 3 panels in this whole series are in this volume, and I'll point them out when we get to them.
Okay. Also, I'd also just like to point out, so chapter 20 is Asuka comes to Japan. No shit, guys. No, I thought we were going to go to Amsterdam.
Wait, you mean Eva doesn't take place in the U.S.? This is not what 4Kids told me.
Yeah, Yukimoto.
New York 3.
3?
Yukimoto has lied to you. We're sorry, audience.
I'm just really glad that they kind of, skipped the whole... What's his name? Is his name Gagiel? Is that this one? The fish? The big fish?
I think so. Yeah.
I didn't like that angel, and I think I liked the visuals in the anime more than anything else, and, they introduced Asuka, but they kind of, piddled around, whereas this, they were just, last episode, I think Iowa said, oh, yeah, this happened, next, I'm glad. You get... Go ahead.
Way better booking of Asuka to start.
Well, because, in the show, it's a whole episode about... Oh, this is the new character. Are they going to do the awesome thing? Are they going to do the awesome thing? Despite all odds, they do the awesome thing. And this one is just here they are. They're awesome.
They did a thing.
Yeah. I was just wanting to say, little detail. There's a Sachiel head, on, Gagiel's crown. The crown pins. I just wanted to point that out. Design consistency. Woo! But yeah, I liked this, and then, like, just like what with Iowa said, like, how they set it all up, like, you know, like, Shinji's like, whoa, like, high expectations, like, because I think in the anime he didn't really even know that, like, oh, there was another kid, but, like, here they're, like, showing him, like, oh, Shinji, look how cool this person is, like, don't suck, like.
Yeah, don't suck, Shinji, well, there goes that idea.
But.
I like could be the most normal one of the bunch.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I just want to, like, mention, alright, first of all, who did this translation? Let me go look. I have Viz.
It's Dark Horse, isn't it?
I'm seeing Viz all over this. I don't see...
Oh, God.
So, like, why did they do that to Toji's voice? Like, it's unreadable. Like, I understand that...
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to...
It's supposed to be how it's basically his accent, but in the written form, yeah, it's stupid.
Well, like, no, but it doesn't, like... I don't think it adds to it. It just makes it annoying for me, and it's, like, kind of borderline offensive. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to represent, like, a certain Japanese dialect.
But it doesn't come across at all, because then what happens is they get, like, near Ebonics, which is, like, super, super duper racist. Let's just put that out there. Thanks, Viz. Good job. But, yeah, that was kind of unreadable, which sucks because Toji's, like, actually, like, kind of likable. Like, he's, like, that character archetype where they, like, are always, like, mad. He's
or
something, I don't know.
Don't get too attached to him. Please don't. Please
no. To him, like...
Oh, okay, you do know what happens to him, or...
Well, duh, first of all, A, I've watched it, B, I've read it, like...
Okay.
Like, okay, no, like, okay, just putting this out here for everyone, I bought the anthology, so I have the volume 4 through 6 in a big book, and then same goes for, like, up until volume 12. I just want to say the color spreads are super nice, and I've pretty much read everything now, because I bought it and read it all on the bus, so... yeah. But... so yeah.
Yeah, I really like how they meet Asuka.
Oh my god,
like,
yeah.
Give me 100 yen.
Like, okay, but I just want to say, she's saying give me $1. Like, that's not even threatening. Like...
Give me $1. Okay.
Like, 100 yen right now is about 80 cents. Like, imagine just some kid walking up to you and being like, hey, give me 80 cents, and be like, go find your own 80 cents, you little brat. Like...
I mean, that's basically what they do, and then she kicks the crap out of a biker gang.
Which is equally hilarious, because you always have the biker gang beating the swear words. Are swear words okay on this podcast?
Yes, dude, I just did it myself.
Look, okay, it's me, just trying to... Okay, she beats the fucking shit out of these guys, like, and
yes.
Just so, I don't know, like, they're fawning over her, and she's just like, I'm kicking ass, and then there was an inappropriate panty shot that made me upset, because that wasn't necessary, but, like, also, she's doing it in high heels. She's not only kicking their ass, but any of us who have had to wear heels before, holy shit. Like, she's whooping these dudes' asses, like, in heels. I could not even imagine. Like, I would have to my shoes.
I love the backflip, the whole backflip bit. Like, what is it? Number...
Oh, yeah. Hold on, I'm on that page. 1, 2, 3, 4. She does 4 black backflips. Like, the whole time that guy's just standing there. He doesn't think once to, like, come in and get her weak spot, like, oh, because he's beating Shinji.
Oh, well, yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm beating Shinji up, and I don't see this, like, little 14-year-old girl. No, she's 13. 13-year-old girl.
She's 13. Yeah, she's only 13.
Reminder to the fandom, they're 13.
Cough!
She's like, I loved that. Like, okay, speaking is assuming that we don't know who Asuka is, pretending that the people reading the manga, like, don't know who this person is. Like, if I didn't know who Asuka was, I'd been like, who's this? Do we get to see her? This is a cool introduction. Like, I'm gonna love her immediately because she's not taking shit. Like, she's demanding shit from people, and then these guys are, like, hitting on her and, like, grabbing her inappropriately, and she's like, nah, fuck that. And, like, I just want to put it, there's, like, 10 pages of her whooping people's asses. 10 pages.
And what's great is the characters at this point don't know that that's Asuka.
Nope.
Yeah. So they just see this, like, this girl like, or what they consider, since Asuka's their age, this woman, because that's probably what they view her as, like kicking some other guy's asses. Like, it's just funny. And then Asuka just... I'm sorry. I'm just reading it. And she's just like, oh my god, it's not taking my card. This sucks. Like, she's just... and then Shinji's face, I'm sorry. I'm not making any sense because I'm, like, going through it. I love
the horror, like, electricity in the background shot of Shinji's face.
Oh my god. Yeah, and he's just like, oh, go, words. And he's got, like, the beat mark on his face. And you feel like he'd be, like, more appreciative. Like, I would be somewhat intimidated, but if I saw someone like that at my work, I'd be like, hey, you, like, saved me. Thanks. Like, because, I mean, even though she was kind of demanding $1 from them, like, not even 80 cents from them, like, I mean, like, she did kind of keep them from, like, getting seriously injured, so...
Except Shinji still got punched, and he's the only one who got punched.
It's Shinji.
Yeah,
he deserves it in the manga a little bit because he's kind of a shithead. But
what? You mean him calling her a bitch when he goes to Nerve headquarters doesn't give that one away? Oh, man, what a bitch!
Yeah, so, like this person.
Oh, sorry.
No, she's such a bitch because she, like, helped me and looked at these dudes' asses and heels, like, Shinji. Please.
Yeah, it's Shinji. What do you expect?
Like, go ahead.
I don't get why she doesn't take credit for it at Nerve. Like, when they officially meet her and she's like, oh yeah, Shinji saved me.
Shinji saved me.
Well... You get, like, Asuka, you get this feeling that, like... No, it's not even a feeling. Like, it's directly shown that Asuka plays a role in front of the adults. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Really contrasts with the manga, or in the anime, because in the anime, like, she tries to be an adult to everyone. But I get this feeling that she tries to be kind of childish and innocent and, like, the goody two-shoes in front of the adults, but then in the kids, she wants to be, like, the big badass boss, you know? Like, she wants to tell everyone what to do and, like, things like that. Because I think she has a very clear idea of rank. So she has to kiss up to the adults. But she doesn't have to do it with the kids, so she won't have to because she's better than them now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, she probably wanted to do that cutesy act because she probably didn't want to give off to the adults at Nerve that exactly what she was capable of. You have this idea that she's not very real. I mean, like, she's a very real character, but, like, because we see this as readers, but imagine that we were some staff in Nerve, or even, like, pilots. Like, we would not think she was real. Like, we would talk behind her back and be like, oh, she's so fake. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She puts on an act. And, like, this really sets it up really, really well, where the whole thing is like, oh, you know, like, I'm just gonna act the way I want, and, like, rise in the ranks, and, like, she's playing the politics game. Which is terrifying for a child of 13 years old, by the way. Like, I just want to put that out there. Like, 13-year-old kids should not do this. And so, like, when you're reading this, you should already get the idea that, like, all right, we got some more trauma rolling in. So
then they introduce Adam. And then forget about it for
let's introduce this. Never
70
mind.
chapters.
Yeah,
well,
no kidding.
In the anime too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, like,
in the anime, they never even bring it back.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
End of Evangelion. Yeah, like, if you look at the shot in End of Evangelion, where or some point near the end of the series, Gendo's looking at his hand. You see the fetus in the hand, and when he forcibly tries to impregnate Rei with it at the end of Evangelion. That's why he's sticking his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do better with that shot in the manga, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Misato's drinking on the job! Sorry.
Like, I'm just, like, looking at this. I just really like how the Kabbalistic tree of life is drawn. I don't know. For me, what really makes the manga is the art, because I do like watching anime. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a very audio person. I really love, like, sounds, music, sound effects, but, like, I like just sitting and appreciating the art. And when you go through it a second time, you really, like, notice things, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's basically the keyframes, so, like, you don't have to sift through all the stuff in between it.
So, like, just kind of making, like, an overarching comment, I really like Misato and Kaji's relationship more in the manga, because you get this, like Kaji's not being as creepy in the manga. Like, there's a mutual chemistry where in, like, a lot of the beginning of NGE, you get this feeling that Kaji's, like, really annoying and Misato really wants nothing to do with him. But I don't know if I'm super far ahead in saying this, because, like I said, I have the big books and I wasn't paying attention to where I was reading.
Here's the thing, though. Like, here's the thing. The introduction to Kaji is, like, I don't like the way they do it, because he's just kind of there. It's like, who the hell are you? What the hell is this? What is going on?
Okay,
in the
but,
show,
like,
or the manga?
The manga.
Oh.
No, I honestly, like, alright, I'm going to disagree right there with you, because I'm looking at this, the first shot we really get of him is he's carrying that case with Adam in it. So know, like, this is going to be someone pretty significant. It's not just, like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're kind of...
But the thing is that he gets introduced, in the episode, and then, like, the sequence afterwards happens on the carrier, and then he basically tells Misato fuck off and runs away with Adam to Gendo and, like, shows him that. Not, he just shows up, shows Adam, and then goes and screws with Misato, figuratively.
I
had to put that in. Had to put that in there.
I don't know. I really like it because it's like, boom, this is him, here he is. And I think it's way more dramatic because you immediately get the sense that you got to keep an eye on this guy. Whereas in the anime, like, it does kind of take you by surprise, but it's like, I don't know. I like the drama of it more in the manga, where you, like, you know he's important.
Well, and it's cool, too, because, like, first it's this dramatic scene, like, oh, this is, like, long-term, this is going to be important. And then the next scene, it's like, all right, now we're doing something else. But he shows up again, and it's, like, a super, like, fun scene where he's just goofing around. It's like, oh, this is a in-depth character.
I love Kaji and Misato's interactions, and I think this is going to be really important later, because you really see that they are two intimate adults really actually interacting and connecting, whereas the kids fail to do that because they're trying too hard rather than to just be kids. They're trying to be adults, especially Asuka trying to be an adult. And, like, it really does a good job of, in the beginning, setting this up, this whole children versus adults thing, whereas in the anime, I feel like it just kind of comes out of, like, nowhere. Yeah.
Page 15, at the bottom, is my 3 favorite panels, by the way.
Page 15?
Yeah.
I'm on, like, 4-something.
Oh, I don't know. It's does she still sleep sprawled all over the bed?
Oh, yeah, the reactions from the kids.
Yeah.
It's in my book. I have this, like, official release, and it's, like, page 40-something.
Oh, okay.
Like, And
then, like, Ray's just like...
I'm hungry!
Ray,
she just doesn't care.
Ray's so unfazed. And, like, like, oh my god, like, don't tell people that. That's embarrassing about me. Asuka probably has Kaji, like, mentally claimed because Asuka relies on him for so much validation, and then Ray just doesn't care. Ray doesn't care unless they have to care. And Ray is so... I almost want to say resourceful, because they, like, save their energy only when they need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think that's cool, but that's me. Kind of reminds me of me talking about JoJo's, but it really reminds me of, like, Giorno in a way, who people like criticize a lot because he's like quiet and doesn't do much. But his whole thing is like, I will not waste energy that I don't have to. And I feel like Rei's really the same in the manga. You really get this feeling like yeah, Rei kind of won't really do anything unless told to, but Rei doesn't feel the need to. Like Rei just, it really sets up Rei better to be more autonomous, have more agency. You know, Rei actually is capable of making their own decisions, which is like, cool, Rei's a person. This isn't totally creepy.
Rei's less of a robot and more like a person who knows what they're about.
Mm-hmm. Rei doesn't have time or energy to fool around. Rei has, you know, things they want to do, and I'm actually going to real quickly look through the manga before I make this next comment, but, you know, there's, at least at some point in which I was reading this volume, I did get a little into 5, but that Rei just kind of, like, acknowledges, like, yeah, I'm just kind of, you know, a tool, that's that. And, like, you really just, I don't know, Rei knows, and it's almost, like, kind of sad, because I feel like they just don't have reason to really be vibrant or really stand out.
It gets better later on. I really appreciate Rei's later characterization.
Well, I'm not saying I don't appreciate it. I'm saying it's really interesting, and even though I was kind of ragging on it, the last episode, you know, reading a little farther in, like, you know, it's less about, like, you know, Rei doesn't come off as much snarky as they do just, like, they're short, they're concise, like, they don't waste time, and I can respect that. I'm a person who wastes too much energy on too many things and draws myself thin. Rei conserves it for when they really need it, and I can really respect that. Especially for, like, a kid. We'll probably never see her again. Slides door open. Shinji, like, goes home, and, like, Toji and Kensuke go home. Oh, we'll probably never see Asuka again, except school. Asuka opens the door, like...
I kind of like Toji's reaction better in the anime when he just goes from upright to on head.
I have to say, alright, I am going to say, even though I did rag on that, like, panty shot in the one panel, I'm glad that Asuka's introduction wasn't being made into, like, a sex object, because, and I know that's, like, super feministy to say, but, like, quite frankly, like, when your introduction to a character is, oh, panty shot, haha, so funny, like, that's really not funny. Asuka's actually really embarrassed and frustrated, and I'm glad that in the manga we don't quite get that. It's, I mean, like, yeah, we get a panty shot, but it's not, like, made out for humor. Asuka's embarrassment is not made out for humor. Asuka's not embarrassed. Asuka's panties are showing because Asuka's fighting and wearing a dress, and that happens. And, like, was it necessary to be drawn? No, but it's not put in, like, that same context, you know what I'm saying? And I can really appreciate that Asuka's objectification is not for humor, to be like, yeah, Asuka's kind of like fighting in a dress, so it happens. It's more respectful to her, not only as a character, but as, like, a female identifying person. I can really deeply respect that. So, that's
Is there any particular reason, like, when she introduces herself, why the I'm is, like, bolded? Is there any real reason for that?
When she's in school?
Yeah.
I think it's just the inflection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying...
I can almost hear it in, like...
it's kind of snooty voice. Kind of snooty, but fake cutesy.
Okay.
And also consider that Asuka's very, like, self-centered. I guess I could say self-centered. Asuka's...
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, I don't want to say that in an offensive way because she's still a child. Like, I was the exact same way at her age. I honestly was Asuka growing up. Like, really, like, to a T, Asuka Langley Soryu. And so, like, I really get where she's coming from. She's a kid, and she is trying to figure out her place in life, and she feels hurt by her past. So, like, you know, she introduces herself. She feels really important. So, of course, that it's not so much that she's Asuka, it's that she's Asuka. You know what I'm saying? Like she is the Asuka. She's the embodiment of everything awesome that is Asuka. She is truly it. Like, it. She is Asuka. She is there. She is going to be paid attention to. She's going to take command of the room. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear it in the Tiffany Grant voice.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm Asuka Langley Soryu.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Alright, so... Shinji's got gum in the pen.
Yeah.
I love...
And also, yeah.
Well, I love
and
say, like... God,
teacher droning.
Okay, is the teacher saying the exact same thing that he said in the last class?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so I just want to say, like, I thought how they gave exposition on the second impact was totally cheap. Like, by the way, here's this. Like, it wasn't subtle at all. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it could have been done better, like...
When Asuka's explaining it?
Yeah, because, like, they wouldn't tell that to a 13-year-old kid. Well, okay. Actually, I take that back. I'm thinking about it now, and Japan... Maybe Sadamoto is educated on how Japan does tend to withhold information about traumatic events compared to other countries, which are generally more open, especially Germany is very open about their past and their mistakes. And Japan isn't. So I don't know if that was intentional, that kind of, like, contrasting the countries, but, like, also it still was kind of cheap. Like,
so the information that she told, I think that's something that everybody would be misinformed about. I almost thought that she got that from Kaji. Because that sounds like...
Wouldn't surprise me if she did.
That sounds like things that,
like, would Kaji,
the general population isn't supposed to know.
Why would Kaji tell her? That's the thing. Kaji
likes her.
Kaji doesn't like her.
I mean, not as much as she likes him, but...
Well, no, like, I don't know. I genuinely, honestly think Kaji doesn't like her, because when you see him drawn with her, he just seems really kind of annoyed. Like, his attention isn't on her. She's kind of, like, hanging off of him, especially because, like, his introduction prior was to Misato. He's looking at Misato, he's smiling at Misato, and I think...
yeah, I mean, he sees her as a child. He doesn't see her as even an equal, but I don't think that would...
I don't think he dislikes her, but I don't think he likes her either. I don't know. I don't see any reason that Kaji would tell her that. But it is an interesting point. I will really admit that. Like, I never thought about that before. But I don't know. I felt it was kind of cheap because, like, oh, this was Second Impact, when I felt like they could have, like, I don't know, I felt like they could have worked up to that more. Instead of, like, because honestly, when I was reading this, I wasn't paying attention to what the teacher was saying because I already, like, watched the series and knew it wasn't that important. So, like, maybe that's just kind of my thing. But, like, I feel like maybe there could have been, like, more mystery around it. I don't know.
Better way to find out, like, Second Impact was an inside job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Gendo did Second Impact.
AT fields can't melt Antarctica.
Actually, they can. That's actually literally what melted.
All right, meteorites can't melt Antarctica.
There we go. I mean, that could too, couldn't it? That would kind of
I don't know.
Well, yeah, you're the physics major, aren't you? Didn't you just get in physics?
Maybe. I can do the math.
Like,
later.
Notice later. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cheap. And then alright, so I'm gonna be honest, like, the whole thing with Asuka, Rei, and Shinji interacting, I'm a little lost. Do you guys have, like, any input? Because I'm honestly kind of stumped on those whole 4 pages. Like, what do you guys think?
With them both being irritated by her?
Oh, you mean the whole, basically, Rei's like, get out of my way, I want to walk here? I'm not really
Was it just setting her up? Like setting Asuka up?
Maybe.
I don't understand why that was necessary, and it seemed, like, a little irrational, but maybe that's, like, I don't know, maybe the only thing I could really think of that it was, like, oh, it's Asuka, like, you're learning that she really is bad at interacting with people, and that she really does see everyone, like, especially the kids, as underneath her. Because, like, I don't know, maybe that it does kind of is part of it. It's just not, like, really tactfully done. Because, like, you see her giggling at Shinji for not knowing stuff, and, like, she's like, oh, you're Commander Ikari's pet, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, don't make a fool of me. Like, she's supposed to be better than her. She expects respect from all of them, and they kind of, like, defy her. So, let's see, where's
I think she's trying to put herself above them.
And they're not having that, and she's, like, doesn't know what to do, so she just kind of runs off. Alright. Yeah. I can see that. more Misato and Kaji being goofy. I really like the interactions between them. I was genuinely giggling, like, I don't know. It was just really lighthearted and fun, which is weird to say for Ava. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
I like when she punches a hole in the wall.
Fuck you! Misato.
Because there's a scary lady watching it. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Yeah,
I can honestly, like, hear Misato's tone because, you know, like, I don't know, we've all had that person, whether it was, like, a friend or a date friend or whatever, that would intentionally, like, mess with us, you know, like, I don't know, I always have that one person that messes with me and tries to make me flustered and angry just because they think it's cute or funny, and I'm like, fuck you, like, you're my friend, but also fuck you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how I peg that relationship.
I don't know, it's really cute. It's really sweet. Honestly, if I were ever, for some reason, to, like, be in an allo-romantic relationship, like, that is the ideal. Minus all, like, the issues, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that they could just really comfortably be, like, angry at each other and also happy with each other, it's nice. I don't know, I wouldn't say, like, it's kind of healthy, really. Even though there's, like, they do have their share of problems that really gets to them, it's good that they can, like, be like that. I don't know. Especially compared to some of the other relationships in this series, so...
That even their relationship eventually turns dark, but...
Well, yeah, but as far as where we are right now...
Yeah.
It's sweet. It's nice. And, like, of course it's Ava, so of course it's gonna get dark, but I'm gonna enjoy this while I can, because... It's nice. And they're cute.
Yeah, it ain't gonna last very long.
Yeah.
Come on, it's Ava. Come on. We're not getting out of the volume before things go downhill.
I mean, like, I don't know. I won't say what happens in Volume 5 because we're not there, but they do something real cute, and I was just like, aw. I know I wouldn't do that if someone had barf in their mouth, just saying.
Oh, look, it's an angel. Oh, yeah, we almost forgot of it.
So now we get in the robot.
Everybody get in the robot! Yay!
I really like this panel right here, like when Shinji has the mini display of Asuka. And it's just a quick little break the fourth wall where, like, Asuka's hanging on to her own text bubble, and Shinji's doing the gym face at the screen.
Just, like, point out that, like, the page before that, like, the entire time, I thought you were going to talk about how, like, Shinji's like, oh, great personality, number 2, and it's going to be like, oh, I'm page 69, but that's actually on page 70, so now I'm, like, a little sad, but, you know.
It's my page 11 and 12.
Yeah.
But...
Also, it's
like almost 9, so...
Oh, great. Personality number 2. I heard that.
Sorry, I had to sigh, not because of, like, disappointment with this, but because I'm getting too excited. Asuka! Like, I don't know. And on the one hand, it's like, Asuka, no, Asuka! But also on the other hand, it's like, yeah, Asuka, go! Like, self-confidence, woohoo! Enjoy it while it lasts! You know? I like how they did...
What, you mean instead of them doing the initial attack and slicing it in two, and then hard cut to, oops, Ava's in the ground?
I know, and I wish they would have done it in the anime, because it's like, I would have loved to see, like, not see, I can't see sound effects, I would have loved to hear the sound effects, because it just, as much as I love the manga, I prefer it more when it's dialogue heavy, because then, like, the drawings are actually more meaningful, but when there's, like, the action stuff, it's so much missing is from the audio, and like I've mentioned, I'm a music person, like, I'm a music teacher, I need the audio, and without it, it's just like, it's frustrating. I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it.
And then Asuka cuts an angel in two and turns into Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I like how Shinji, like, notices it, but doesn't say shit to Asuka, and I think that's, like, I think it does a good job of, like, showing how bad they are at communicating beforehand, because Shinji's, like, thinking, like, oh, there's 2 cores. He didn't even, like, think to say it to Asuka, like, Asuka, I know you're in the middle of jumping, but try to, like, use a rocket launcher or something stupid, whatever bullshit they could have pulled in the Avas, you know, it's Ava. And, like, hey, get the fuck back, there's 2 cores, we need to rethink this. But on the other hand, without them fucking up, they wouldn't have had the deterioration time of 5 days, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you win some, you lose some. I don't know. Looking at Asuka's, like, determination here and everything, and I don't know.
It was a good fight.
Yeah, it was nice. I feel like it was more depthful, because on the one hand I was reading it and I was like, oh no, Asuka, no, because I knew it was going to happen. But on the other hand, like I said, like, yeah, that confidence, that drive, and it's like, I don't know, there's so much more drive in Asuka here than in the beginning, like in NGE, because in NGE you just see like Asuka wants to show off, but here you really see the drive that she wants to do well, not only show off, but she wants to do well, just for herself, and like, because she wasn't bragging the entire time. She was like, I mean, she bragged after, but during it, she was like, I'm gonna fucking do this. And you, like, the drawing, the way they draw the lines, like, her face, like, it's really intense. And you see she's not really seeking approval from anyone else during the fight. And she doesn't even wait for Misato to say to begin. She's, like, ready. I don't know. I have opinions. I can disagree.
Yes.
Ava are, not right.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, like, no one's opinion is right, like, objectively speaking. Like, I like disagreement, because I like it. It makes me think.
No, I mean, I agree with you at this point.
Yeah.
Surprise, 2 angels!
Oh, no!
So yeah, you're right. I didn't even realize that Shinji didn't even say, like, oh, there's 2 cores.
Yeah, he was thinking it, but he didn't say it, which is
Man, what a dick. What a dick.
You need to, and I think this really plays in well to Shinji as a person. Shinji doesn't communicate shit. Like, he's just like,
yeah.
He's really observant, but he doesn't reach out, and when he does, he, like, fucks it up. Poor baby. I just want to say that the stage 23, the cover image, Misato's crop top, hell yeah, work it. Fucking love crop
I was
top.
really confused by that, because she's doing this extreme pelvic thrust that, like, is that possible?
Have you seen me JoJo?
It's just a weird, contorted position.
Bro, have you seen me JoJo pose?
I don't think so.
Alright, I will tell you that's really possible. I bet that's not even as low as Misato can go. I bet she's great at limbo. But yeah, so. I just think all the cover art's really pretty. I just want to point that out.
Can we... Well, first of all, I like the fact that the 2 Ava units run into each other when they get thrown into the air. That's hysterical. It's like, clonk!
Just imagine something of that magnitude, like, clump, like... like, those Avas are huge. Just imagine them, like, watching them smash into each other, like, oh, man.
Or, okay, so, why are they saying at 4:03 in the morning, like,
Wait, where are you? I'm sorry, I'm still flipping through the fight right now. Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is after the fight, in the debriefing.
58. Well, I think, when you really think about it, like, pick apart that one tiny thing, they are supposed to fight whenever the angels come. The angels don't
give a shit about it's more like it's broad daylight outside when they're doing this. Like, have we fucked up time somehow?
We can actually figure out. I'm pretty sure people have determined when every event happens in this, so we could probably pinpoint the month at the very least when this is.
Well, like, not only that, but like also consider that like everything's really fucked up. Like the weather fucks up. I'm sure the orbit's fucked up. Like everything's like really messed up. And
did Second Impact fuck up the Earth's orbit while it was at it? Damn.
I mean, okay, imagine something of that magnitude, like taking a chunk off of like the Earth or like fucking it up. Like, yeah, I feel like that could fuck things up. Like we had earthquakes a few years ago that tilted us a bit, and you can see how it's affecting it. Like even the weather, like.
Second Impact wasn't actually an impact, right? Like nothing actually hit.
No,
it was something that was already there that exploded.
Wouldn't that, like, move it, though? Like, that's a pretty big-ass explosion. Like, wouldn't that at least move the Earth a bit? No?
Not unless a significant amount of material went out of the atmosphere and left Earth's orbit. Earth's orbit.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah, unless anything actually left the Earth, it wouldn't change how Earth orbited the sun at all.
Yeah, I don't think anything left. I think it just melted shit, and that was about it.
Thank you for correcting me. I don't mean that sarcastically. That might have sounded
yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's like the whole, if everybody on the Earth went to one side of the Earth and jumped, would it change Earth's orbit? And it wouldn't.
Yeah, I never thought that.
I think the more impressive thing is you got 7 billion people to run to one side of the planet and jump at the same fucking time.
Right?
They could fit inside of Rhode Island.
But legitimately, like, talking about the whole thing of its broad daylight, I noticed that, like, in the manga, like, they don't ever really, like, draw the nighttime or the night sky unless it's, like, really part of the effect or the atmosphere. Excuse me, I'm about to burp. That was weak. Anyway, like, they never really, like, I don't know why I say they. Is it only Sadamoto that draws this, or is there other people that, because I know it's a team of people that, like,
I could have sworn there's if it was one person, that would explain another panel and something in the background, but I think it might be a team of people working on this.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, like, they never really, like, draw the nighttime unless they have to, so, plus, like, think of all those action shots, like, that would be so fucking hard to draw in the dark. Like,
I think the only time we ever get nighttime, is, like, that I can think of is against Romuel.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because the nighttime is really important in that because of the symbolism we talked about last time, but...
Also, I would also like to point out in the frame where it says at 4:03 a.m. Nerf gave up the right of command, like, just look at Rei and Gendo in the background. Just look at them and look at... Just... That is not a very good job of drawing them. I'd like to point this out.
Like, there's a nose and a mouth.
I could barely...
Ray doesn't even have a mouth.
Ray doesn't have a mouth.
Oh, yeah, I was referring to Gendo's mouth.
Yeah, Gendo looks like he's asleep and drooling.
This is out of character. Sadamoto, I have a complaint. Gendo has both his arms up in these kinds of shots. You're desecrating Gendo's character. Just kidding.
Yeah, he only has like one hand up when we go. And Fuyutsuki doesn't even get a face. And Fuyutsuki's like, where's my face?
It's like Rei's got a nose. She probably has eyes. Gendo definitely has glasses. I don't remember what Fuyutsuki looks like.
Gendo's glasses aren't even, even. Fucking left lens is smaller than the right one. Come on!
Okay, I've inked before. I want to see you guys ink this. Just saying. It's hell.
Okay.
Just have Kamal, draw the rest of Eva. All Eva and stick figures.
Yeah, Shinji and Asuka look disinterested. Ritsuko's like, meh. Misato's the only one who actually looks concerned in any way in this one panel.
This is as soon as I saw this, I really wanted to talk about this. So, I love how Gendo's like, what is your job?
Yeah.
And you get this innocent reaction to kids. It's pilot to Ava. They don't understand the depth of what they're doing. And this goes back in the whole, I love this. I love about Ava because I think it's because I'm at a point in my life where I'm graduating out of childhood and really becoming an adult that this theme really hits with me. The children versus adults thing. The kids don't really get the depth or the responsibility of what they're doing. And, I was kind of, I don't know, kind of like a personal anecdote. I was talking to someone about, about the ethics of, dating someone who's technically of age. And I'm like, they don't understand paying bills. They don't understand paying rent. They don't understand college debt. They don't understand threat of eviction, not eating. They don't get that kind of thing. There's that kind of innocence. And this really, this panel... these two panels where they're, silent, and Asuka finally goes to pilot the Ava, and Shinji's like, I don't think that's the right answer. They don't get the depth of what they're doing. And, you have Gendo's like, no, it's to defeat the angels. You are all, dumb. I don't need to talk to you anymore. Bye. Gendo being Gendo. And, I really loved that. It just... You're really, especially for, the rest of, this volume, you're setting up, that they're babies, they're, they're kids.
Okay, I would like to point out that, in the original series, Gendo's not here!
Oh! Is he not?
No! Gendo is... Okay, nobody knows where the hell he is. Fuyutsuki's the one who yells at them.
Oh.
Yeah, Fuyutsuki's the one who's yelling at them. And in fact, okay, so you see how Gendo says Nerve does not need this sort of negative attention? Okay, fine, nice line and all, but I would like to quote what Fuyutsuki says in the original series. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna quickly listen to it again.
Okay, then I'm gonna, while you're doing that, I just want to, really quickly, it's really interesting also how, Rei's, walking with him, not only that, but then, because you're, assuming, Rei's really close to him, and they're kind of setting that up, and then you have, Gendo interacts with Shinji so much more, which makes everything so much more tense, in my opinion. Because in the original series, you see, okay, it's understandable that Shinji can't really connect to Gendo, because he doesn't ever really talk to him, but Shinji's constantly in the presence of Gendo, at least once or more every volume. And,
no kidding.
You have this idea, I mean, like I said, it really does make it more tense, because Shinji's just is close to him. We really get this idea that even though Shinji's close, he really does not know who Gendo is. Whereas in the original series, it's well, no shit, he doesn't know because Gendo's never around. But
we get a perfect encapsulation of that, and also Fuyutsuki says Nerve does not exist to make gross public spectacles of itself. Which, by the way, I love that line. That is an amazing line. Thank you, Fuyutsuki.
I just
and he sounds so much more agitated in the original series than he does here. It's we got to redraw the map. What do you do?
I just Well, I think that nonchalance, is kind of interesting, because it's nervous, because Gendo will sacrifice anything for instrumentality, even, having to redraw the map. That's no big deal to him. People died.
Oh, no, Fuyutsuki's the one saying about the map still.
Well,
I mean, he's sort of making a joke about,
it's oh, great, we gotta redraw the map. Ow!
What was
Sorry.
I don't know. I think I made my point. I just babble a little bit.
Oh, you're fine.
Too long didn't read, Gendo's with Shinji.
With TLDR. Wow.
Shinji's around Gendo more, so there's
we get the perfect encapsulation of that later in this volume. But you're completely correct, because what Shinji says later, it completely validates what you're saying.
Oh, going back to what I said earlier with Asuka putting on an act. So.
Oh, yeah!
Stomping on Shinji's foot, being you. Asuka cannot take the blame. Again, Asuka's a child. Asuka doesn't know how to take responsibility. And then you have her, changing immediately as soon as, Kaji comes up and touches her. And then she's oh, I'm so sweet and innocent. Shinji's picking on me. I'm a goody two-shoes.
They even they have a sound effect for it. Whip.
I love the expression on Shinji's face when he's saying, sigh, once again, her amazing quick change. His mouth is eh.
His mouth sliding off his face. Someone help him. Help him pick up.
Where is my mouth going?
Rip mouth. Oh my god, I just want to point out, when Misato gets the bill from the UN, she just, whoop, flies it behind her.
That's when you need the
UN
glass break.
Don't care.
That's when you need the glass break sound effect.
I just imagine a whoop, like a slide whistle, whoop.
I love her expression when she looks at the paperwork. It's boom.
Okay. This is what it's like to be a teacher. This panel of Misato. You think teaching is about being for the kids? No. It is 80% this panel of Misato, and I feel it. I feel it so deep.
All that paperwork?
No, I hate it. Oh, man.
Oh. That's a crap ton of damage report. How many pertaining ministries are in Japan? Holy
bureaucracy.
Jesus. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my god, I love an idea for me, Dr. Ritsuko, you're amazing. And Ritsuko's oh, I didn't come up with it, and it's to my honey.
I don't want it.
Yeah, also, I love the outdated technology, in this panel, oh, sweet Jesus, 1997, go away.
Look at that, because I grew up with floppy disks, and it, Ava just feels so 90s that for me this is whatever. I didn't even think of that. I bet kids, that are the age of the pilots are looking at this and being what the fuck is that?
Well, how do you think every time I rewatch this series and I get to later on when friggin' Asuka's playing a goddamn Sega Saturn, how do you think I feel? I'm old enough to remember that. It makes me cry.
God.
It's 2015 and we're still stuck with the Sega Saturn. There's no PlayStation. What the fuck?
Is this what it's like to be an adult Ava fan?
Yes.
Is this really what it's like to be an adult anime fan? Oh god. It's happening.
Yeah, it is. It sucks.
It's only gonna
I'm
get...
sorry.
It returns to nothing. Sorry, cough.
I don't even know what the hell, like, I don't even know what the format that Ritsuko gives to Misato in the, like, original series is. Like, I don't even remember what the hell that's supposed to be.
It's a cassette with the music on it.
No, hold on.
Alright. I was on the case.
Well, I was looking for that.
I'm looking at it, and I don't know what this format of technology is. It's like, what the fuck? It's like a long... It's a... I don't know what the... Yeah, fuck it, whatever. At least the floppy disk makes more sense.
Trying to go... Okay, alright.
So then they get to the room.
So they're in the room. Oh,
which,
I was just looking...
This is new, isn't it? Like, they didn't do this in the show?
Well, when they did the thing, they were in Misato's apartment, but here they're in the room and they're supervising them? I don't know. I don't know if I like it more or I feel like I'm ambivalent to it.
It's different.
Well, it sets up like, oh, wacky times with Shinji and Asuka. Hair.
Well, I think the only reason I think this makes sense is because it's still within NERV headquarters, so it's easier for them to have access to all the resources of NERV instead of having to go from the goddamn Misato's apartment. But yeah,
shit with the Twisted, or what is that fucking game called? Twister?
Yeah. I don't get the scene of Asuka kicking Shinji, which I am disappointed about.
I just want to say
this makes more sense.
I love, like, what if Shinji gets horny and attacks me, and Misato's like, he wouldn't do that, he doesn't have the guts, like...
He doesn't have the guts, and if I did, she'd kill me. No kidding!
I'm glad, like, they knocked that right out of, like, the realm of possibilities for, those fans.
Hey, are you thinking about that? Stop that right now. You know why? Because we said so.
Like, stop being nasty perverts!
Haven't you ever heard of chivalry?
But then they go right ahead and make another joke about it.
Yes,
like, okay, but I'm gonna say I love this because it's like, it's taking a jab at those fans again, because you're like, oh, sexy, like, doujinshi time, and then Asuka's, like, wearing clothes. I love that, because, like, I don't know, I pull that shit with people all the time, and it's really funny, and I just like how Asuka's playing with, like, Shinji being Shinji, he's, they're that age, and Asuka knows it, and I think, I don't know, do they have, like,
I love her face, right? Like, look at your face, you're blushing right up to your ears. Like, it's just like, the same character that's been pulling all of these hijinks since they've introduced her.
I seriously can't believe Shinji was dumb enough to
fall thermal expansion thing, because, like, the thermal expansion thing was just, like, tasteless, but this was, like, actually funny. Like, Asuka's like, oh, just kidding, I'm not naked, you thought I was naked, you're a dumbass. Like...
Yeah, Shinji is a dumbass. Like, seriously. She's been screwing with you for, like, how long, and you seriously fell for this? So,
I just want to say, alright, I'm sorry, I'm getting real pumped. I saw the sheet music, and you know what I fucking did? And guess what that shit is? That is the song. Sadamoto actually dropped the song. I don't know if that's actually the key, because I didn't get a chance to play it. I sight sung it, which I will not do on recording for the podcast, because no. But it's, like, in the key of, like, C major, and I'm pretty sure, that's... And then it goes, to Ray, and then, so this is, like, actually, like, the song. So,
That's
impressive.
I just want to point out, like, and as far as I'm concerned, that's in, what is that, in common time?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm deferring to you on this, because you know more than I do on music.
This is actually correct. Like, this is rhythmically correct, musically correct. Like, this is actually the song they used. And I just wanted to point out, thank you, Sadamoto. You have made me, as a music major, very happy, because people don't actually know how to do shit. And he drew the clef in the right place, too. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I just had to geek out about that. I was, like, as soon as I read this, I'm like, it out. I'm so excited. Like, this is, okay. But yep.
Should we not let's not gloss over the fact that when Asuka ends her little teasing of Shinji, we get a shot of Misato passed out drunk in the control room.
That would be me. I feel Misato on so many levels. Like, it's like summer, so I'm like bored. So I've just been like drinking a beer all day. Like,
okay, now we come to the point where I complain about something finally.
All right.
First off, I really love the jump cut to them wearing the getup.
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, now time for me to complain. Okay, so if you've ever watched the original series, Shinji and Asuka have pretty much verbatim the same outfit, except for the color difference in like the overshirt with the music notes on it. I don't really understand why the cut of Asuka's has to be different from Shinji's. I really don't like that. That's a slap in the face.
Well, I mean, it's that. Now, pretending that it's not just fan service, I think it makes a good point about, like, Asuka, A, being stubborn because she doesn't want to be the same as Shinji, and B, Asuka trying to be like, oh, look at my legs because I'm like a woman, but that's not actually why Sadamoto drew it. Like,
Yeah, I know why. And I just don't like the fact that he did that to her. Like, it's...
At least he didn't do the yogurt thing with her.
I'd really have raged if he had done that, too. Also, white boy dancing.
I like the dancing stills.
Yeah.
And, like, the first two, it's cool, and then the second two, it's like, they're gone.
Oh, shit, Kachi's reaction is priceless. It's like, what the hell am I watching?
The thing that I really loved is so much farther later. Anyway.
And then they forget to draw the friggin' music notes on Asuka's outfit in the next page.
Wait, really? Wait.
Yes.
I'm going.
It's like, what are you whining about?
When they're walking down the hallway and she's yelling at him about being a Also, Shinji doesn't look right either in this panel now that I look at it harder.
Wait, no, I'm reading What Are You Whining About? She's got the music notes on her shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have them.
Oh, I don't have them. And Shinji looks like Shinji looks like something's wrong with him. He's like, ugh.
Maybe Viz redrew some of that stuff for consistency, but yeah, no, it's on in here, what I'm reading.
I would hope so. Oh, hi, Gendo!
Yes, this is what I was talking about earlier. Shinji actually gets to be around Gendo more, and that makes this whole, like, separation between them so much stronger, because, like, you feel like there's less of a reason that Shinji should be separated, but it's intentional. I love
it. And he even tries to ask his dad to lunch, and it's like...
Shinji, like, honestly, like, I think I can appreciate his efforts more to reach out. I think a lot of that was the influence of the fandom being like, oh, Shinji doesn't do anything, but I can appreciate the efforts because it's almost more desperate. Like, because you get the desperation in the original series, and I think Shinji was more catatonic, but this Shinji is more desperate. He's desperate he's desperate for approval, and you get that.
Also, I like the panel when Asuka goes father complex and Shinji just like does the Jason Voorhees spawn, just goes woof, right up to sitting position. That's amazing.
Once again, I feel like this is one of those like things.
Yes.
It's like you really didn't need to make it that obvious. We're not that stupid as readers. Like, and I don't know.
I think it was sort of an introduction to her explaining that she's a test tube baby.
Oh, boy! The big change with Asuka's backstory. Oh, my God.
Hold on. I like this.
I do, too. It's just, it's so different from the original series.
Yeah. But,
and it kind of throws some of the theories I have about the series, like, to shit because, you know.
But you also have, like, Asuka, like, you could see she's so almost proud that, like, I am the best sperm, and, you know, I'm unique because they didn't, like, I wasn't made like the rest of you, like, I am chosen to be better than you, like, it goes into...
that's where all of that comes from.
Yeah, it goes into Asuka's... Well, I don't think that's even necessarily where it comes from. I think that's part of her justification. Definitely her superiority complex comes from the fact that she thinks that she has to be superior. Right. Because of, you know, but I think this is more justification. You know, and like...
But then, like, the next page, it's like, oh, she's got problems too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everyone acknowledges those accomplishments, then I'd be happy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So, I actually kind of do like this, because you get Asuka so much more human. Whereas I feel like in NGE, like, taking the view of a major part of the fandom, she's just that rude, like, bossy girl. I'm not going to use the slur on her, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Like, they call her the B word because she's depthful, but as, like, she has one personality trait, you know what I'm saying? And, like, here we actually get this, like, now you're starting to see, oh, okay, so Asuka really is just a kid who wants approval just as much as Shinji does, and you kind of can forgive her more, I think.
Oh, let's just go to the next page, shall we? Because that proves your point even more so.
Yeah, and, like, I mean, like, it just, I don't know. It really does a better job of making her a depthful character who's not just, like, angry all the time and, like, depressed, but you can see that, like, you're getting the idea that, like, you know, like, this is why she's like that. She just needs approval just as much as Shinji does. And I think it makes her and Shinji connect better as characters.
Yeah. And they also don't use her and her pain over her mother as a setup for a cheap gag either. And this, which is thank you for not doing that again, Sadamoto.
Well, I mean, like, but he did also do, like, the bikini thing, so.
Yeah, I know, but it's it's not like Shinji, like, it's not.
Oh,
yeah,
cleavage.
yeah, cleavage should be guys. Yeah, like, thanks for not doing that.
I just, like, okay, I know I talk a lot about, like, the cover art for the chapters, but, like, the drawing of, like, Shinji and Asuka in the ballroom clothes, like, dancing is one of my favorites. It's just so pretty. I love it. That's a nice dress. Okay, so the thing I was super, super excited to talk about. I love how Sadamoto, look at the pages where Shinji and Asuka are dancing, and you see the swerved line of music going over those panels. Now go ahead, I think for you guys, if you're reading it online, you'll have to go ahead 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Shinji and Rei have straight lines. Asuka and Shinji have smooth moving lines, whereas Shinji and Rei have action lines. And I think that really draws, like, a really distinct difference between them as teams. Rei and Shinji are practical. They move without, you know, without thinking twice, really. And you can, you know, you get this, like, I'm sorry, words are failing me, but you have that contrast between, like, action, stillness, stiffness, between flowing. And you, like, because Rei is at this point a stiff character, and then you have Asuka who is more malleable, and you get that literally shown to you in the drawings. I just really liked that. So.
How I sort of thought of it was that, like, when it's Rei and Shinji, Rei is sort of able and willing to adapt to Shinji. Like, it's like when Asuka was saying, like, I'm not going to tone myself down because you're not good enough. Like, Rei will. Everyone like, in this case, like, everyone benefits when she tones herself down because the overall result is better. But Asuka's like, no, you have to come up to my level.
I mean, I was just speaking as far as, like, the action lines goes, like, literally just talking about the action lines and how I liked the contrast. Because it seems
I agree.
Lines are more calculated, whereas, like, the smooth lines are more natural, and, like, I don't know. That's what I was talking about, as far as, like, that specific.
Yeah, I sort of interpreted the action lines as, like, it's correct. Like, it looks right, and it looks correct. Yeah, like, complete.
I guess,
Where before it's, like, sort of more natural and, like, organic, but it's not.
But it's not
like what you said. It's not precise. Like, it's not.
Yeah. Huh. True. So yeah, I don't know. I was just really excited to point that artistic thing out. So. Okay. So another thing that I did not like. I feel like I always have complaints, but I actually, like, really liked this volume. Shinji was too, like, honestly, like, it stepped out of, like, I don't know, it didn't feel like Shinji, because Shinji doesn't just, like, walk up to people and just be, like, judging them and criticizing them. That's really not Shinji's thing. He's passive. And so for him to, like, walk up to Asuka and be like, oh, you're just a child, you don't have to be perfect, like, that wasn't really, like, that wasn't necessary. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like Shinji. It's really weird. And you're right. I do love the setting of this scene though. Like, God damn, that's awesome.
Yeah. It is really pretty, but
man, it is beautiful. But it's like, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Shinji's like not that observant. Like he is observant about other people, but he's not like that. Like he can't really pinpoint it. So I feel like Shinji saying that was just like the author's way of like trying to develop Asuka more. But I feel like again it was kind of cheap because it's not really something that Shinji would do.
He's a lot snarkier in the manga, so I think it's like one part trying to help and 2 parts snark.
I guess. Yeah, I can see that.
And Kaji's just kind of there smoking a cigarette, like...
going back to what I said earlier about Asuka's determination, I love how she just kicks the camera and then, like... This is my favorite panel. You think you could just say things to me?
Yeah.
Like, that is my favorite panel ever. It's Asuka's kind of being like, I'm going to do this my way, Shinji Ikari, and you're going to like it. And it's her kind of like, fuck you, back at him, like kicking the camera and then like really taking charge. And it's like Asuka's determination. And I really loved that, you know. It really like brought Asuka back up because, again, I really relate to Asuka, and I kind of go through the same thing where I fuck something up, I get really mad at myself, but then I'm even more determined than before, and that like, I think that really develops Asuka like really well because she's willing to like make up for her mistakes, even though she can't necessarily apologize or like really admit it. You can see her in her own way admitting she made a mistake, but then she goes and improves, and I think that's super neat.
Well, and it helps Shinji, too. Like, they sort of find how they can help each other, I guess. Like, like there's the panel, there's something about her drive, unstoppable, not like me. Like, he understands, like, he needs her to kick his butt all the way through this. And she's like, I'm going to kick your butt all the way through this.
There's so much more cooperation between them as characters, and I really like that. I don't know. It's a nice change from NG where, like, there was so much tension. Here you can, like, there's definitely that tension that Asuka wants to do better, but it's really nice to see Asuka reach out and work with other people. I don't know. Like, it's so not Asuka, but it's just so nice to see because I love Asuka so much and I really want well for her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were talking about the action lines before, like they do it in one panel. Like it's the page with the 12 circled on it. There's just one panel where there's action lines, and they both look at each other like, we got it now. Like
yeah, you're right. Cool. And it has like, but then it still has like the flowy lines, so they're matching, but they're still organic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of comparing to, like, Rey, who never had those flowy lines, so kind of, like, going back to, like, the whole, like, oh, Rey's so mechanic thing. So, blah, blah, blah. We have the fight. They do well. Hooray. They still, like...
They almost slept through it. Oh, poor guys.
I don't know. The fight was, cool. All right, you're trying, you're drawing it. These drawings are really nice. Still doesn't do as much for me.
Yeah, I do like it in the show because I get the music.
Yeah, and it
does make things better.
The movement is... The drawings are really nice, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, that's as much as I can give it. Like, it honestly is just one of those things that's so reliant on music that it's better in the original. And you can see Gendo smiling in the corner where they're kicking the course. Gendo's smiling in the corner. Just saying. I mean, it's kind of creepy, but he's smiling.
Yeah, okay. Gendo smiling is not a very, that's not a very natural thing.
So we did it. It's over. And she's like holding Kaji, and then she like slaps him. Like
yeah, she's slapped him a couple times already this volume. And oh yeah, by the way, we will not forget that quickly. Yeah, we get the feeling that we're going to get more about Kaji and Misato and their backstory in the future, because the whole "what makes you think I've forgiven you" line. Oh boy.
Ow! 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 Yeah, I was reading up to that, and I was just like. Roasted.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And like how Asuka's like, oh, I mean, you, like, didn't land right, but I'll forgive you. And they smile at each other, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, this is definitely better than the show where he gets out and he answers the... By the way, why does he even have a phone?
Right?
90s.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? He was with phones. And she hits him. How does she hit him like that?
Breaking the fourth wall.
We've broken the fourth wall again. And then they fall asleep because they're so tired.
It's so cute because you, like, see them working so hard and they smile together because they work together, and it's like, oh, you're growing up at least a marginal bit. It's really
all right, guys, I know you're tired, but you really need to move these giant pieces of hardware somewhere else.
Well, I mean, they got to move somehow before. Just do it again. Just go get the crane or whatever and just do it yourself.
So, kind of like since, like, I don't think you guys have it, in the, I don't know if it's, like, technically an anthology, but that's what I'm going to call it because I feel like that's what it is. Oh, yeah, Continue Volume 5. Okay. It says, there's this, like, letter or essay by Yuka Miyamura, and it's A Place for Asuka in the Heart, and it's talking about her work with, like, doing voice acting and, like, trying to understand Asuka. And, like, I don't know if, like, maybe I was misunderstanding, but it says it's the voice of Rei, Ayanami, and Yui. So I was wondering why she was talking about Asuka, so I don't know if Viz just fucked up or, like...
I think Viz might have fucked up.
It's like, it didn't make sense for her to, like, be going in this much detail. And I didn't, like, look it up, which I should have. But I just think that's really cool. And then they have, like, some exposition on, like, angels and stuff, in case you somehow forgot. But... And, like I said earlier, the color spreads in this are so pretty. So, yeah, that's just kind of a cool thing at the end if you buy the pack, the volume 4 through 6, and, like, the one book. Which, by the way, everyone listening, I highly recommend because it's only $20. So it's, like, you could buy 3 volumes for $30 or, you know, like, 3 volumes for $20 in one big book with color spreads and interviews. So I would highly, highly recommend it. I bought mine at Barnes & Noble. So just saying, it's pretty cheap. Support the franchise because we know the discs aren't coming out soon and the Blu-rays are really expensive and some of us might be torrenting. So try to support the franchise if you can. That's my spiel.
I hate this franchise some days.
Well, and, like, I mean, this is probably something, like, you and I could talk extensively about Iowa, but, like, for me, like, I want so bad to support the franchise because it's something I genuinely enjoy. And so, like, I'm buying the figures, I'm buying the books, but, like, dude, I'm not paying $300 for Blu-rays. No, sweetie, not when I have Qubit and Yase, like, open.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no kidding. We discussed that last night on the podcast. There's a reason. I said no. And, like, I've got everything DVD related. I mean, I'm the fucking idiot who bought 2.22 on standard and Blu-ray.
Okay, so, like, actually, maybe that's something we could, like, talk in depth about sometime. Just, like, because, like, I don't want to, like, waste this podcast on, like, talking about, like, you and me, like, collecting obsessively, but...
Well, we've hit the end of the volume, and...
True.
We kind of breezed through chapter 26, because it's just an angel battle. I mean, there's really not much to it.
And, I mean, I don't know, overall, my overall thoughts on this volume is that I really loved it. I loved how they developed Asuka. I love that Asuka has more depth. She still feels like Asuka, but definitely you can see Sadamoto learned from what had been done wrong in the series and really added to her more. And there's some really sweet moments, and they do a better job setting up that child versus adult thing, which is, I think, for me, an extremely important theme. I know for other people who've passed that point in their lives, maybe it's not as important, but I can really, really appreciate that. So.
Yeah. We're as we keep doing volumes, we're going to see how the time gap between the original series and when these come out, how it impacts them, because it really starts to the farther in we get.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how different number 5 is.
Fairly different. Yeah. Kind of not going to spoil too much, but Kaji and Misato, it's pretty different.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was a lot of Kaji and Misato. Oh, and they do the aquarium scene, which they didn't do in the show, but they did do in the movie.
Yeah, also, Asuka punches Toji, and he totally deserved it.
Well, and I mean, then there's more about that whole Gendo thing with, like, Gendo is close to Shinji, which makes the gap more terrifying. So there's in Volume 5. But
but we're gonna get to
next time on book club.
Yeah, next time on book club we're gonna get to 5 because
it's gonna be a
oh boy, we have things to talk about when it comes to going forward. If everything if you haven't read the manga and you haven't read it and you listen to this, don't expect anything from the original series anymore because
honestly,
well, and I think
we've taken the turn off that interstate and we've gone on to a new one.
We've got
number 5 is the last one that's I would call it not dark.
Yeah, and then it's all downhill.
Is really when the coaster starts to go downhill.
I mean, I feel like we've gotten like we've stopped off the Ano train, gotten on the Sadamoto train, and now it's only downward from here.
I'd say, but it always goes downhill for one reason or another.
It all returns to nothing.
It's like
or somebody forgot to pay the light bill again.
The Ano train, like they're both going down, but if we were on the Ano train, it'd be like those mine carts in video games where you gotta like hop between different stuff, and like sometimes there's one that just ends and you go flying off. In the Sadamoto train is scary, but there's always track.
Yeah.
Well, like, I feel like with the Ano train, like, especially from coming, like, having watched all the films and, like, TV, like, visual stuff, I mean, I guess, technically the manga, you know what I mean, like, watching the animated stuff, like, I feel like I was on the Ano train, and it just, like, it's, like, stopped, and then, like, the train fell off, and then crashed onto the tracks of the Sadamoto train, and you, like, think you're gonna be okay, and then it's like, nah.
Okay, shall we call it an episode?
I think we're good.
Okay.
Goodbye,
Until
everyone.
next time, True Believers.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.